There's an officer who gets arrested for indecency to a minor and then gets arrested again hours later. Let me take you to Spalding County, Georgia. Let's put up his mugshot. There he is. Spalding County Sheriff's deputy found himself behind bars twice in a matter of hours earlier this week. Spalding County, which is in Georgia, Sheriff Daryl Dix said Deputy Mason Lumpkin was arrested on the 1st of this month and charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor and electronically distributing obscene materials to a minor. All right? That's what he got arrested for. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, found that Officer Lumpkin had sent pictures and Snapchat messages to a 16-year-old girl. Remember, he's a cop. He's an adult. Those photos were later seen by a 9-year-old girl. Sheriff Dick says the 16-year-old showed the photos to her parents and they contacted the sheriff's office. Who did they contact? This guy. Let's put up a picture of the county sheriff. Now remember, this is in Spalding County. The sheriff, his name is Daryl Dix. He's the guy in charge, all right? Lumpkin was placed on administrative leave. Now get this. He's on administrative leave even though they have the pictures. They have the evidence, they know he did it. He gets placed on administrative leave while the Georgia Bureau of Investigation investigated the allegation. He was then fired on the 1st when the Spalding County DA made the decision to file criminal charges against the deputy. He then gets booked, right? Fingerprinted, he's booked, he goes to jail, he bonds out immediately, right? Hours later, Deputy Lumpkin was arrested again on a DUI charge. He is currently being held in the Spalding County Jail. Every employee that works at the Spalding County Sheriff's Office knows that both their on-duty behavior and their off-duty behavior affects the way that the public views us, not just us locally, but our entire profession nationwide. That's what the sheriff said. Consequences are made crystal clear to them. And I don't accept excuses for an officer that enforces the law, breaking the law. That's what the sheriff said. Spalding County has its issues. It has issues with law enforcement. It has issues with racism. I've covered stories from their public school system before. But I do find it ironic, and dear sister, I would like you to opine on this. I do find it ironic that it seems as if they can find a way to dismiss a cop quickly when it comes to egregious acts like this, and this is egregious, obviously. But if this cop would have shot an unarmed black person, there would be a rally to support him. There would be a leadership class in the industry of policing that would endorse the activity. And then there would be a union that would have come out and said this cop deserves protection and a GoFundMe account, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right, because it's seen as part of the job that killing unarmed, innocent civilians are just kind of a collateral damage, right? That is what you do, and then you cover it up. And if you can't cover it up, well, then you get your union to support you, and then you make a big stink of it and say it comes with a job, and what do you want us to do? So yeah, and then because this was so outside of the bounds of police work, and I wish police work didn't involve shooting unarmed people the way that it does, and oftentimes killing them. But it seems like there was more, discipline and actually a cop getting fired, which rarely happens. The problem is I think there are so many cases where a young 16-year-old would not go tell her parents what was sent to her. There are so many cases where instead that young woman would be, or young girl would be entrapped into, a police officer's kind of like manipulative web, and that happens all the time. And we know especially it happens to women who engage in sex work also, who are oftentimes threatened by cops, asked to perform favors for them, sexual favors, obviously all this stuff. So like the unique part of this story is that he was fired. And that he was arrested twice. And the second time he was arrested, it wasn't for the same offense as the first one. It was for him driving drunk.
Right, and I want to remind everyone, every parent, every person that mentors young people, make sure that line of communication remains open between you and that young person. They need to be able to talk to you. They need to be able to express what's going on in their lives. Naturally, we know some people will seek out opportunities like this, positions of public trust, just to make sure they can have that kind of access. At this point, they have to investigate to see if this guy has done this before.
Yeah.
They have to now dig deeper into his background to see if there's more to it.